Hello, I'm Sarah. I left Godolphin in 2015. I went to study for a degree in history at the University of Bristol. I then went on to do a master's at Trinity Dublin, and now I'm nearly a whole way through my year of being an intern working at a historic house, which is possibly not always the career path most people would choose, but it's been a great one. And I just thought I'd share a few words about how I got here and what my job involves. So I knew I wanted to study history, so it was a really easy decision for me. So when I left school, I went off to uni and had a great time. And I realised over the course of my 3 years that I was really lucky that I loved my subject as much as I loved all the other aspects of uni. While I was there, I did a lot of different jobs on the side, as you do. So in various summers and term time jobs, I worked at a bespoke travel company. I worked for the uni doing work with local schools from disadvantaged areas. I taught English in Mexico. I worked for a homeless charity. I interned at the BBC, and I also worked as a tour guide. So I did loads and loads of stuff. But when I got to sort of halfway through the end of my third year, I realised that I still had no idea what I wanted to do, and none of the jobs I'd done so far were quite right. But the one thing I did know was I wanted to do some more history. So I applied to various master's courses. I went off to Dublin to study for a year. And while I was there, I realised that I actually did really want to make a living from doing history and from being involved in history. And I really enjoyed the kind of public facing aspect. So whilst all my jobs that I'd done so far I knew I didn't want to do again, I'd figured out that I'm not really motivated by money, so earning a big salary wasn't really a concern for me. That I wanted to do something that wasn't just a desk job that I had no interest in. I wanted to be involved in my job, I wanted to care about it, and I wanted it to not involve sitting down all day. And then lastly, I also knew I wanted to work with people. I've really enjoyed public facing work, and I really enjoy sort of meeting people and having an engagement, so that was also really important to me. So anyway, while I was in Dublin, I realised I wanted to make a living from history, so I applied for loads of different jobs in the kind of museums, arts, heritage sector, and a couple of jobs came up along the way. I said yes to them at the time, but realised I actually didn't want to do them, so luckily I figured that out before it all got a bit too serious, and turned them down. And as fate would have it, this job that I'm working in now turned up at the perfect point. So last August I moved to Kent, which is where I now work and live, and I've been working there ever since. Working in a historic house is a pretty fun experience, really. I couldn't ask for a better job for me. It's unique. I work and I live on site, so I live in a little flat at the back of the house. I have to do security duty, so my job definitely doesn't end at 5 p.m, it carries on going. It's been really great for me because I get to be creative as well. I get to pursue my own projects and my own interests. So this year I've done loads of stuff. I've worked with a whole load of volunteer guides. I've done some gardening. I've designed, published and written a new guidebook for the house. I've done loads of archival research. I've also done a lot of hands-on things, so I don't spend that much time sitting at a desk really. The whole house gets to be packed away for winter, so I spend a lot of time moving heavy furniture, rolling carpets, cleaning objects and taking condition reports on things. And I've also engaged and interacted with lots of conservators and lots of sort of other experts in the field to learn a lot from them, and also to help me, because when I move on from here, again, I'll have to specialise and figure out what I want to do from there on. Words of advice I would have for people looking in general, firstly is it's really important to know what you want. I chose a career path that I didn't know anyone else doing it. I very much went out on my own, but I knew it was what I wanted to do, rather than my parents or my teachers or my friends wanted to do. And that's always been really important to me. Whenever you're making choices about your future, think about whether you're going to be happy doing it. Especially in the world of work, you're going to probably be spending nearly 40 hours a week doing a job for the rest of your life, which is quite a scary thought. But make sure you're doing something you love is what I'd say, or something you at least enjoy or find interesting. And if that involves investment banks or being a lawyer, or if that involves working for a charity, and there's so many different things out there, but just make sure you're doing something you enjoy. And also know your own worth, especially in the arts and heritage sector. There's loads of people who really want unpaid labour for a long time, and sometimes you do have to do that to get ahead in the career sector and get the next job. But when you're thinking about doing that, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and try and work for free for someone who actually has some kind of investment in your future, or someone who wants you to do well and wants to develop your skills while you're there. Otherwise you may well end up spending a lot of time doing photocopying and making cups of tea, and it will be pretty miserable. So that's my career story so far at the grand old age of 23. but I'm excited about everything that comes ahead, and it's been a great journey getting here.